It is May 16th, 2025, and we are driving back from Park Ranging job. It has been our shit, bruh. I knew I didn't do that right. I knew I didn't do my little hack. There we go. Today was our fifth day on the job, and it was beautiful. Saw a bald eagle. I was just like sitting in this field with like foxglove beard tongue. So much foxglove beard tongue, dude. And I'm gonna say that as many times as I can possibly manage to say foxglove beard tongue, because is there a sicker name for a flower than that? Probably fucking not. Sitting in this field, smelling the flowers, watching the bumblebees do their thing. I love them in their fat little bodies and the pollen on them and the and I hear a Caw! Except it wasn't like that. It was thinner and breedier. Like, yeah, kind of. It was actually a lot like that. And I was like, oh my god, a falcon! So I jump up and I run around the tree, and it's a bald fucking eagle! Ah! Which I only had just learned at the park like yesterday. But it had that white head and everything! Oh, and I sang, and it just circled for like 10 minutes. I wrote a love poem yesterday about, Guess Who. And I was like, okay, how the hell do I put this into words? And what I came up with, it was not as polished or as nuanced, I guess. That's not the right word, but as I like my poems to be, but it worked really well for the point of catharsis. I opened my poem with this. I'm not gonna recite the whole poem, because this has to go on the YouTube or it will get lost. Don't want my haters seeing this. Mom and Aunt Erica, I would tell y'all, and I'm assuming y'all are the people watching this. Hi, I love you, but we gotta stay safe in case somehow this gets into someone else's hands. Okay. Okay. Enough of that. So I opened the poem with here we are again, the land opening and thickening. The swallows swooping in, around, and over the ancient hardwoods, as hungry as I am for June, the summer fruits ripening on tangled vines. And that's the feeling. And then at the end I wrote a little thing about, it was never something I could have pinned on a butterfly board and understood. More like the leaves always rolling and warbling and unfolding and folding over and around themselves in the bodies of the hardwoods and the continuous breath of the sky. And my body barefoot in the soft grass. Which is also the feeling. And I say all that to say that my love for people, my love for nature, check this out. The distance is becoming less and less. Yesterday, I was out on the water for like 4 hours, and I got to teach kids who had never canoed before how to canoe. And a lot of it was hard. We had a boat capsize, and one of them, no one had told me anything about water safety before this. They were just like, go. And I was like, okay. They're like, don't worry, it's fine. No boat has capsized in like 10 years. I was like, okay. And guess what? A boat fucking capsized. It was 3 kids. Actually, one of them was Jeremy, who I'd met the previous night in Orange Mound. And actually, I went back last night. This was yesterday. I went back last night, and I, walked around and taught flowers to those kids again. And Jeremy was like, yeah, Orion saved me, I almost died. Which was a terrible thing for his parents to hear. His mom overheard that, but like, they're chill. Anyway. Boat capsized. They fell into the water. One of the life jackets wasn't on properly, it was too loose. And so I had to drag the children to shore. That was stressful. But that was like the first of 4 groups, and the rest of things went smoothly. And like there were several moments where I was like, I show the kids where the blackberries are. You show them all the little tips and tricks and things that are exciting. And then I had several moments where I got to just like sit back and listen, and the wind in the trees and like the laughter of the kids and like they had kind teachers, thank God. Teachers being kind, and you're just connected to something so old. A love that transcends all of the constructs that in the modern screenager life, I'm sorry I don't have a better way to say that, we create for ourselves. These ideas of I have to make my life the greatest it can possibly be for me. But to have feet in this stream of love that has been running forever, it makes your love look a little bit more, I think, like other living things, like the trees. And it makes you amenable to learn from God. Does this make any sense? My love is... my love is leaves and light, not hungry. But it is. I always said that. My love is leaves and light, not hungry. And I think by not hungry, I meant not lustful, not jealous. But my love recently has been not lustful, not jealous for people. And I say lustful in a broad sense of like, wanting more of them than just wanting more of them than, does that make sense? Wanting people for what they can do for me. It hasn't been lustful, it hasn't been jealous, but it has been hungry. In the same way that if you spend all day out in the woods watching and observing, and your body becomes hungry because you're using it for what it should be used for. I feel a love for people. I feel a love that's so big right now for everything. And that's directly related to Meme and Shelby. And it's directly related to the activism work and what I'm doing there. I'll be honest, things are looking really, really grim for us right now. Things are looking really grim for us. They're looking really bad. And I'm so happy. And I'm so joyful. And I'm so joyful for all the moments that I get to spend with the people I'm fighting with. And I'm so joyful for everything that I've learned. And I'm so joyful for still seeing honeysuckle growing in Boxtown where the air is so thick you can barely breathe. I'm so joyful. And I'm really starting to feel like, this is not to say that I am not devastated by what is happening to my city, and terrified and really upset a lot of the time. But I'm starting to really believe that I can just live a life of love even if the worst thing happens. Even if the worst thing happens. I think if I'm still alive, I can find beauty. And that is a really big thing to be realizing right now. I'm realizing that I, as something that is alive, hold within me a well that I can always pull from. Because I am alive. And because I love. And because I am loved. And even if the contours of that changes, just being a living creature, being so close to so much life, has made me see it in myself. And has made love and life as a joyful creature feel not like some distant thing that might happen, but something that's going to happen. In the same way with love, I'm no longer concerned about really falling in love. because it's no longer, I don't think about like finding someone and just being like very surprised by them and very intrigued by them, and it's not about mystery anymore. There's enough mystery in the birds and the trees and the wind for me. And I think I just want somebody to, for a long time, and I think that because I'm that kind of person, it will happen for me. So I'm genuinely, for the first time, not like reaching for that, not scared for that, you know? Yeah, I have my feelings, but I will let things come. And as far as XAI, I will fight like hell, but I will enjoy doing it. Meme and Shelby is showing me that to have my body and my mind doing good, honest work, Meme and Shelby is showing it to me in a much more short, and you know, it's easier to separate feelings out with Meme and Shelby, but I really do believe that as long as my body is doing good, honest work, it will be sensitive to beauty and joy. So I guess that's that. And I just wanted to talk about this because I want to talk about it. It's one of those. All love.